back to the Roomie Rundown.
Today we're going to be sharing with you 10 self-care tips that you can practice during hard times.
Yeah, before we even get into the video, I know we said in our first video that we were going to do flashbacks of our graduation year 2010, and that video is still coming before the end of the month, but we feel like we wanted to take this opportunity to acknowledge, you know, all of the craziness that's been going on in our world, and we wanted to still find a positive way to acknowledge what's been going on. So we wanted to share some things that we do just as the practice of self-care during this time. It can really be for any time, but specifically with all the social injustice that's been brought back into the spotlight, because it's been there, but brought back into the spotlight, as well as still dealing with the pandemic in the midst of this. So we just wanted to share our thoughts. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass over to Kierra. We're both gonna have 5, so we have a total of 10 tips. So we'll go ahead and get started on the list.
So point number 1 for self-care tips is writing. So writing has always been something that I love to do. It's a great way to get out all your thoughts, your feelings, and emotions, because it can be kind of dangerous to just keep those locked inside. And so what I do is, for one, I have a journal, and so I like to write in there. Sometimes I'll write out prayer requests or just myself like talking to God. Sometimes I use the notes section in my phone, because you know how it is when you get to typing, you can just really express yourself quickly that way. I also have a blog, and it's called the Kierra Collection, and so I'm going to provide a link for that. Please go check it out and support. My most recent blog was mental health and the coronavirus, so very fitting for this time. And that's just something I do, you know, to help take care of myself as well as help others take care of themselves. So writing is really beneficial. Like, you can also do short stories, you can do poetry. My mom actually does poetry, so I will provide a link to her website as well, so go check it out and support her. But yeah, it's just a great way to express yourself. It's fun, it can be private, or you can share it with somebody else. So maybe you have also wanted to start a blog, and I think now is a great time. I definitely say jump in, no fear, like get yourself out there. Somebody needs your voice, so I highly, highly encourage it.
Yes, I agree. I once upon a time had a blog, and it's been a couple years since I have written for it.
We're still gonna link her blog in this video, regardless.
It was once my old IG handle, but fun fact, on my birthday last year, somebody made a fake account of me, so I had to change my Instagram handle, because that was weird. I'm like, I am not like a celebrity, so why is somebody making a fake? I was like, thank you, Ruby. But anyway, somebody had made a fake Instagram, but that was the name of my blog was Reflections with Eb, which was my old Instagram handle. But yeah, anyway, we'll link it. Maybe one day it'll get rebirthed, but right now my passion project is the YouTube channel. So on to point 2. The next point is going to be music. I feel like music is just something that people have always looked to during hard times. Like, look throughout history, music is something that just gets people through. Some of my current favorites, one of my all-time favorite artists, Tori Kelly. Like, it doesn't matter any specific song, she just always lifts my spirit. Current albums, I have to say, her name twin, Kierra shared her album. I have it on repeat. Like, it's bomb. I'll definitely insert, you know, screenshot of the album cover if you're under a rock and haven't listened to it. It's great. Please listen to it. It's great. Of course, gospel inspirational music. The Kirk Franklin versus Fred Hammond versus that was last week. Well, I don't know when we're gonna post this, but it was recent. They have a playlist on Apple Music. I can link to that as well. That's always very inspirational, and they're OGs in the gospel game, so a lot of familiar hits on there that are there to uplift your spirit. So yeah, that's point number 2.
So the next thing that you can do to take care of yourself during this time is to read. So I am a huge fan of reading. There's just something about sitting down in the quiet with a good book that really calms your spirit. So of course we know, like, when you read, you can read sci-fi, you can read history, you know, whatever you really enjoy. I like it because it takes you to another place. So we're always present in this world, and there's a lot going on, but there's nothing wrong with diving into a good book and just really getting involved in that character's life, and hey, even going to another world if that's what you like to read. So some of my favorite books have been Believe Bigger, Discover the Path to Your Life Purpose by Marshawn Evans Daniels. It has truly changed my life and has helped me realize all the great attributes that I possess. And I also enjoy reading books like Relationship Goals that Michael Todd just recently released. It's Not Supposed to Be This Way by Lisa TerKeurst is also a fantastic book. It actually has a lot to do with kind of what we're going through right now, things not looking the way that we would have hoped. And so it really helps you deal with that. And yeah, you know, just books for your enjoyment or rereading things that maybe you read back in high school that you really liked. So get lost in a good book.
Yeah, I piggyback on that. I've read Believe Bigger. Well, technically, listen, I'm on Audible because, you know, reading. I like it, but I'm working on getting more books into Audible. It has been great. But yes, I have Believe Bigger as well as Relationship Goals on Audible, and I co-sign on both of those. And we can even kind of piggyback off of her point into my next point or tip for self-care, which is, what is my point? That's gonna be a nice cutout.
Devotionals.
Yes, devotionals, not reading. There we go. Yeah, so of course we're both believers. That's no secret. So both of us are, you know, finding ways to grow and strengthen our faith. So I particularly use YouVersion more than anything else to do the devotional plans. You can do with friends or by yourself, as well as just personal guided Bible reading plans. I'm a part of a Facebook group called The Bible in 1 Year that helps give us a guiding track of how many chapters and what book you should be in throughout every day of 2020. And so far, I've literally kept up with it. So I'm proud of myself. So, yeah. And definitely also sermons. I love a good YouTube sermon aside from my actual church that I attend, that I also watch the stream for. I love sermons by Michael Todd, Transformation Church, Elevation Church, Pastor Ty Tribbett's Church, Live in Orlando. Like, they are some of my favorites. Redefine TV. They have great sermons and even shorter clip it videos. If you don't have time for a full sermon, but you still want some inspiration, I would highly recommend those. So those are great. So just, yeah, being in the presence of God, and that's a great piggyback. So next one.
So the next one, our next point is counseling or therapy. So something that happened during this quarantine, of course, we cannot physically access some of the resources we normally would, but that's okay because technology, there are so many people doing teletherapy right now and telecounseling. And honestly, that may be a great place to start if maybe you felt kind of weird about counseling and you're like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to try this. So it's a great way for you to just try it out from the comfort of your home. You don't have to worry about being physically present. And that's another great way to just be able to talk about your feelings and your emotions. Like, one of my favorite things about counseling is that it is your time. You do not have to compete to get your opinion out there or your thoughts. You don't have to worry about being judged, and you don't have to worry about somebody telling you how you should or shouldn't feel. They're really there to be that soundboard for you and to help keep you on track with your self-care, such as these sort of tips. And they'll help you feel better. We're going through a lot, you guys. So it's okay if you're kind of struggling during this time. Like, that's completely normal. So having somebody also there to continue to confirm, hey, this is normal, you know, this is really traumatic for a lot of people. So I would suggest counseling and looking online. So I'll also put a plug in for a link of places that you can go to help find a counselor who will do it online with you.
Yes, that's a great point. I personally haven't done counseling, but I'm definitely not opposed to it. It's definitely something I'm open to because I think it's great for your mental health, like just in general. Like, I've heard everybody that I've heard has done counseling doesn't, what am I trying to say?
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend. Oh my gosh, I'm so tongue-tied. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But anyway, yes, a lot of people would highly recommend it. So yes, moving on to the next point. I'm sorry, y'all. I just woke up from a nap, okay? Don't judge me.
It's Sunday.
It is Sunday. It's Sunday when we're recording this. Anyway, next point, we're gonna move to something a little lighter. And that's TV shows. Yeah. So we have 50 million subscription services. We have Hulu, we have Disney Plus, we have Netflix. And amongst those, I have delving into a lot of old cartoons from when we were kids from the 90s. So I currently have Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Doug, Powerpuff Girls, Kim Possible, like all of the old shows. Or some that I've already finished, like on Disney Plus, That's So Raven, Bliss and McGuire, all of the old shows that, you know, bring back the good old days of innocence have, you know, been good food to my soul during this quarantine and just in general. Like, it's kind of fun to go back and watch them as an adult because you don't realize a lot of the stuff, like little adult nuggets they hide in cartoons. And we're just like, we'll be sitting there on the couch and be like, did you hear that? Or you realize they have the same voice actors on two different shows. And they're like, they really out here getting these checks, these voice actors. So shout out to them. But that's been a great tool of self-care just to kind of unplug a little bit. I mean, yeah, you're tuned into the TV, but just not be so bogged down with what's going on in the world right now and just, you know, relive a good moment of your childhood. Name some of your favorite cartoons down in the comments below. What's something that always gives you that warm and fuzzy feeling when you go back to it? It's just like, oh, the good old days. So yeah, that's definitely mine, watching throwback TV shows. So fun.
Our next self-care tip is to exercise. We need this in our everyday lives anyway. So the fact that we have more time while we're kind of slowed down a little bit in the world is a great place to maybe get reconnected with exercising. So something Roomie and I do is every morning we come together and we stretch. Sometimes we'll do a full 30-minute stretch, or we'll do like 15 minutes of stretching, and then we will dance. Like we play Just Dance on the Wii. I know that's throwback, but it's still a great exercise. It's a good cardio.
It's still fun.
And it's a lot of fun. And you know, it makes us laugh too. Because sometimes we can't do all the stretches. But you know what?
It's crazy. We looking crazy. We were literally just stretching this morning. I'm like, if somebody was filming us right now, I know we would be
embarrassed.
So crazy. Do y'all want us to do that? Should we do that?
Oh,
I don't know. Not right now. We might have to do that just for ourselves. And if it don't look too cringy, we might privy y'all to it one day.
Right.
We still got way more videos to do before that. So. Yeah. Anyway,
but guys, it's great. We really enjoy it. Like, we completely moved our coffee table out of the way. We have the living room open. We'll do it on YouTube. And yeah, sometimes we even would take walks. That's another great way. And plus, it's good to get outside and get some fresh air. Or, you know, some people might enjoy jogging or riding a bike. We talked about getting bikes later. Yes. So we're going to just really do our best to get outside and stay active. It's so important for your body, but it also affects your mental health. So definitely, if you want some help finding ways to get active during this time, just leave us a comment below and we'll hit you up with some suggestions.
Yes, absolutely. So next point, kind of piggyback off, she says we do our exercises via YouTube. Another thing is other YouTube channels. Of course, we want you to subscribe and be a part of the Roomie Rundown family, become a roommate. But before we even had the idea to start the YouTube channel, we're both avid YouTube watchers, and I have a slew of channels that I'm subscribed to. I don't watch nearly as many as I used to back in my prime of like, I had to watch every video that was in my subscription feed. Like, I was dead serious. Like, it's crazy. I don't even remember how many. It's over 200 something channels I'm subscribed to. But some of my favorites that I keep up with or have discovered over the couple years, probably one of my all-time faves, my favorite little vlogger family, GabeBabeTV. They're so cute. I love them. Shout out to Gabe and Chad and all the peeps. If any peeps watching, hey y'all. I don't know if they gonna be watching the video, but I mean, hey Gabe and Chad, if y'all see this. Diehard peep here. Love y'all. Let's see who else. For music and overall like feel good commentary, TERRELL. Oh my gosh. I'm sure somebody he's really good at putting on people to new artists or bringing back artists that don't necessarily get their due diligence in the mainstream media. Like, I like his taste in music, so anytime he recommends somebody that I haven't seen on his channel, I'm gonna go look them up. Be like, oh, okay, like I like this vibe. And he in general is just a hilarious person to watch, and his whole production, like, he really needs his own TV show, but he has finessed the YouTube platform, and I'm just so happy with what he's doing. I subscribed to his channel way before it blew up, so just to see his growth and progression and some of the artists he's got on his channel, bravo. And actually, the next channel that I'm suggesting is somebody that I found through him, but it's not a music artist. It's actually somebody who cooks. It's a cooking channel. Danny Rose, aka Stovetop Kisses. They did a collab together on TERRELL's channel, a couple of collabs actually, and their chemistry on camera together is hilarious. But Danny, aka Stovetop Kisses, her recipes are bomb. I've tried a couple of them, and her personality is hilarious. If you want a feel good cooking video and also to learn some new good Southern recipes, check out her channel. You won't be disappointed. You'll get a good laugh. You're also gonna find some really good recipes. I highly recommend. So those are just a few of the many YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to that lift my spirits when I just want to like a little break from the news and all that good stuff.
She's serious about this, y'all.
I am. I love my YouTube, y'all.
But YouTube's fun.
It is fun.
Enjoy YouTube. So many funny videos, so many inspirational videos, like whatever you need. And so I believe this might be my final point. It's playing games. Guys, listen. I never used to have games on my phone prior to being quarantined. I just didn't. I don't know. I guess I was one of those people running around all the time. And so during this time, I had to look up some games and I got reconnected with Mario Kart. Millennials, you understand this goes back to your childhood, your heart. Like, I forgot that I can be a little bit competitive, and
she's addicted, y'all.
I'm not addicted to this game.
Addicted.
I'm not addicted. I'm just saying that I thoroughly enjoy playing Mario Kart. I play on my phone, but if you have a gaming device, definitely play on there. She can attest that sometimes she might hear me screaming and yelling a little bit while playing this game, but it's kind of
into it.
I get into it, I guess you would say, and it passes by the time. Another great game outside of Mario Kart. There's so many cooking games. Yes. Like, she's a big cooking game person. I found a cooking game I like. Those are so enjoyable. Of course, you know, the classic games like Words with Friends. There's Candy Crush, Angry Birds, those games that are still really going popular. So I suggest finding some games, doing those. Also, you can do board games.
Yes, I was just about to
like,
say that.
The board games are so much fun. I think with all the technology, we kind of push them into the closet somewhere and we don't play them as much, but I love board games, you know? Like, I think my favorite was always Clue, because I love solving mysteries. Monopoly, of course, is a great game.
We have to do Monopoly. We have to play.
We still have not played this
Shout
Monopoly.
Out to G. We have not forgot. It's in my room. We're gonna play it.
It's Monopoly for millennials?
Yes, Monopoly for millennials. She got it. I won it in a Secret Santa, but I know she got it. So shout out to G. Hey, girl.
Definitely those games. Sorry. Always like one of my favorite games. The Game of Life. Like, any of those board games, if you have them, and hey, there's always being sold online and at stores like Target and Walmart, go and look and find some games and get reconnected there. If you're a parent, play with your kids. Like, I remember being little, we would have family game night, you know, so that's another great way to connect with other people as well. So games are fun.
The game's always fun. Uno for my family.
Oh gosh, Uno, yeah.
My dad is super competitive. I know he's gonna watch this because Uno is our family game that we still play to this day. We don't play it as often, but when we do, we always have a good time. We always have a great laugh. So yeah, I agree. And then now we're at my last point. So last one, picking off of friends and family, is that keeping in touch with your friends and family. I mean, obviously we're roommates, so we see each other on a daily basis. So, but we still keep in touch with our parents and our siblings quite frequently. We'll go to see them, check in with them, and you know, our doggies, because you know they don't live with us. We have to have our doggy time since we don't have a dog that lives with us. But yeah, checking in with your friends as well, you know, good old FaceTime or just texting, whatever way works best for you and your friends. Highly would recommend just checking in and not always talking about what's going on in the news, but just each other's lives, finding ways to uplift each other and be of encouragement, flashing back on the good old days, whenever you met. Like, I love doing that with my college friends. We'll have a group FaceTime or a group text, or I'm talking to one person in particular. It's like, it's always a feel good time, and you can kind of unplug, or even via DM. Me and one of my friends will always have this text thread going as well as a DM thread. That's like, you know, we do this all the time. We'll be having literally text thread, and then we'll be talking about something completely different in our Instagram DMs, but it works. You know, it's okay. Love you. But yeah, that is all of our tips. I think we wrapped all 10, and I don't think we said at the beginning of the video, but we will try our best to link or provide screenshots to some of the things that we referenced in this video, so you guys can have access to some of it if you're interested in some of our favorite things. So do we have anything else? I think we did forget something.
I think we did. Well, I did want to add with the family and friends is that it's also a really important time to establish boundaries. As we are speaking of, hey, there's a lot of tough things going on right now and we don't want to have to talk about it all the time. But sometimes you have people who really do. They want to be involved, and that's fine. But you know what you need for your own mental health. And so sometimes you may have to say, hey, you know, I agree with you, or yeah, I understand what's going on, but right now I don't want to talk about that. And they should be okay with that. Like, don't be afraid to assert your boundaries. Like, you know what space you need. And also going along with that is setting boundaries for what you are watching or listening to. So we discussed like watching old TV shows and YouTube and reading. So just kind of disconnecting from the news. Like, you do not need to watch the news all day. It's good. It's very important to stay informed, but after about 30 minutes, they're just going to repeat the same story. Shut it off. It's okay. Like, just get what you need. Same thing for reading or scrolling social media if that's all you're going to see.
With that said, we hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. We hope that you like, comment, subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. And do we have anything else we want to say other than peace out?
I think that's it, you guys. Please, please, please take care.
Yes, please take care of yourself during this time. It's so much going on. Like, it's easy to become overwhelmed. I get it. I understand. Like, I've been seeing a meme going around. It's like halfway of wanting to stay informed, the other half of just wanting to be unplugged because it's overwhelming. Like, that is truth. Like, find that balance for yourself. Don't feel guilty if you don't know every single thing the moment it comes out. It's okay. You know, take some time for your mental health and just do something that feels good to you. And yeah, we just want you guys to take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks for coming to the Roomie Rundown. Bye.
Bye.